Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to episode 120 of DevChatter. That's a lot of episodes of DevChatter. It is Monday, October, the 8th, and we're going to be writing some code today. So, first off, a couple of things I want to mention. For anyone that is new here, welcome. You can code along with us. You can check out our source code out on GitHub if you like. It is over there. If you want to chat with any of the rest of us outside the stream, you can find us over on Discord. If you are in the world of YouTube watching this on a recording, hello, welcome. Hope you're enjoying these. You can catch us live on Twitch as well on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. We have stream information over on the Twitch website. You should be able to find a link to that down below the site. Hello everyone on Twitch, welcome. Hopefully you're all having a good day. And as I said, for anyone who doesn't know, my name is Brendan, and I go by Brendonius all over the internet, and this here channel is DevChatter. So hopefully you're looking forward to some code. I see a whole bunch of stuff has actually happened in our chat already, so I'm going to try to catch up a little bit on that before we get started. Looks like Zoltralord has a question for me about some source code. Looks like it is from TwitchLib, so I think I will get to that here instead of answering that on Discord. Other things, hello Wheatlol, Zoltralord, SNB, greetings. And anyone else who is in the chat, Will Bennett, I see you as well. Hello, welcome. And anybody that is here and is lurking and does not want to talk, that is totally fine. So, welcome. Let me see. Ugly stuff invoke. There's a serious reflection going on there. Hang on. Let me do this. You're wondering about the code? Here's the code that he was asking about. Zoltralord is wondering. So he knows that this method raises an event, and he doesn't see where it's called, and it looks weird. Raise event. You're telling me this isn't called anywhere in this file? Nope, not called anywhere in this file. Next question that I wonder about, is it called anywhere else in this repository? Client raise event on being hosted on channel state. Ah, okay. Well, I think that's where it's called. This is the client, right? Yep, right there. Event invocation extensions. Invoke on being hosted, so there you go. So looks like when your channel state changes or you're being hosted, it raises those events. So that is how it is called. We will find these being called on the Twitch client somewhere else. So that's not to say you couldn't raise other events with it as well. So, Zoltralord, if that doesn't answer your question, let me know. Wait, yeah, but it's not a power of 2. Wheatlol, I didn't look at the rest of the code. You're mentioning there's a bunch of reflection casting, other things like that. Oh, the 120, yes, got it. The 120, yes. 120 is not all that special, but we're getting up to another pretty good stream. 128 will be a good one. That is a couple of weeks away. So, here's what I wanted to talk about. Oop, I need to adjust this. Hang on. Oh, you guys get to see the secret sauce of how I adjust the schedule. I know, you had no idea that all I did was come in here and delete those, and then copy this thing and put it down here. Okay. I need to fix up this schedule, add some extra stuff to it. But that ought to be enough change for now. So, as I said, today is Monday, October the 8th. Tomorrow, obviously being October the 9th and a Tuesday, in addition to that, we are going to have a guest on the stream. His name is Jonathan Knapp, and he and I are going to discuss JavaScript. Discussion of JavaScript frameworks. So that is our plan for tomorrow. We are going to discuss JavaScript frameworks and choose one for our project. I believe I mentioned on Saturday that we would be doing that sometime soon. And so I checked with John to see if he'd be interested in it, and he is. So that's what we're going to do. There is no tutorial for how to update the schedule, Wheatlol. However, if you type Kappa HD into the chat, it will actually teach you how to do it. Hey, no problems, Ultralord. That pretty much is how it's called. Divinity Chatter? No, this isn't Divinity Chatter. Sorry, Ultralord. We do have to do a little bit of JavaScript sometime. Remember, we need it for our overlay. So we will be discussing that tomorrow, so we can figure out which one will work best for what we're trying to do. As we start to put more stuff on the screen, it's likely that we're going to do that. It is possible that I will look into Blazor as an alternative as well. Let me see. Okay. And then in addition, I spent some time yesterday chatting with Guy Royce, who you'll see is going to be on the stream in 10 days. He'll be here on a Thursday for our stream. Obviously, he'll be in that corner up there. And he and I are going to do some kind of machine learning, but we're not going to use the like Azure ML stuff. We're not going to use the Microsoft one. So we'll figure out what that is, and he and I are going to work on setting up a project for us to do that with. If that means using our game tracker project, we'll make some changes to get that ready. If it means a new project, then we'll work on that as well. So that is what's coming in the following 2 weeks. So hopefully everybody is psyched up and ready for that. Okay. So where did we leave off? Yesterday, no, not yesterday, Saturday, we were working on our aliasing and we fixed some things to make them work a little bit better. S&B, yes, I do want to do some TypeScript on the stream at some point. Can't we use Kotlin instead? Are we going to add the notifications anywhere else? Will, I wasn't planning on it. I was only planning on having the notifications be on this screen. It's okay, Ultralord. To be honest, if Blazor gets to the point where it actually has some nice libraries around it that make working with it, especially when we deal with binding and change detection, things like that, on all the different DOM elements, I will gladly use Blazor. So we'll be able to do that as well. Hey, wait, what about WebAssembly? We can just use that instead of JS. Yeah, Ultralord, that's what I was talking about when I mentioned Blazor. Kotlin can compile to browser.js. Kotlin can compile to browser.js. Do you mean WebAssembly or do you mean actually JavaScript? When a duel starts, kick off a vote as to who will win. Will Bennett, actually we could make that one of the possible duel scenarios. Okay, let's take a look at some of this code. So, in our duel, what did we have? We did rock, paper, scissors directly in the duel, so we're basically on that right now. So I'm not going to mess with that one yet. Thanks, Crimson. Thanks. Okay, let me go ahead and pull this up, pull that up. We have someone working on that. Invote after specified time. Did someone chime in for that? No, but we could do this one. Let's do this one. We put this over as well. Someone else could do that one so easily, but I like it. Let's take a look at some of these. So I'm going to open up our core project, open up our commands. Now I'm going to open up games. Inside the hangman command. There you go, Wheatlaw. You won't work on C#, huh? Not at all. This field is sometimes used inside of... Oh, yes, it's got that complaint. Yeah, that's legit. That's legit. Okay, so the restriction of generic delete operation. Oh, wow. I forgot I did that. That's cool. Crazy Zealot, welcome. I forgot I did this generic delete operation. That's really cool. I forgot about that. Okay, so this takes in a repository and a hangman game. Let's pull in some settings as well. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take in... so we want to make it command settings entities. Let me take a look at what these are. Settings type name, key, and a value. Okay, so these are stored in the database. I want to see how they work. And yes, I am aware when I ask that question that I am the one that probably wrote that piece of code, but that doesn't mean I remember how it works, because that was me of a long time ago. So let's view this. Roulette settings, currency settings. Got it. We made settings classes. Okay, I know how this works now. Hang on. Let me jump back over here. Where's roulette settings? Was that not in the same place? Where did we put this one? Oh, with roulette. Okay. So those ones, currency went there in the general settings, but this settings went with it. So we would need hangman settings if we were going to follow this same concept. So class hangman, hangman settings. What is this? Geez, rob people. Good evening. Yes. Do I need to? Oh, yeah. Sorry, Wheatlall. Hey, Brave Cobra. Hey, Janisku. Hey, Will Bennett. I just want to let everyone know that I am selling early release access to Brendan's DevChatter bot, source code included. Nice, Ultralord, yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do... What was it? So what do they do? We have type and then value. What is this? This is user role, right? Whoops. That's user role, and this is in the hangman command, it is the delete word role. Right? So in hangman settings, we're calling this delete word role. Required. Delete word role. There we go. So there is the name. Is it a soup off? I have no idea. Okay, so next thing. So we're gonna pull that out. What else needs to come out? There are going to be some other settings, but I'm not seeing them. They're going to be in the game. So, Hangman settings has this. Let me take a look at where the currency settings are used. So that's where they pull it, but where do we create this? No. Where did this get made? Where did you get created? Set up database. Create one if needed. Settings factory, get settings of type. Ooh, here we go. Here we go. This is it. This is the thing that creates them. Found it. Oh my god, this was weirder than I remembered. Okay. Found it, everyone. This is the code that does it. What does delete word role? Oh, yeah, sorry. That is a great, delete word role required. Delete word role required. There, that's a better name. Good suggestion. Have a good lurk, Brave Cobra. Okay, so the settings factory is how we use it. So where do we get settings? Okay, so in theory I could do this. I could go to the hangman command. And accept a settings factory. Get settings of type hangman settings. Store this in a field that we'll call hangman settings. Hangman settings dot. There we go. So now that's extracted there. The other thing that we have to do is when this is created, set up database. Create default settings if needed. Oh, right, yes, okay. So I do one of these, and we make this a hangman settings object, and user role.mod is the default. That's how we wrote this. Okay, I remember how the settings work now. So we set these up so that you set the default here. The create if needed means you take these properties and you attempt to store them in the database for your default set if you need them. Best JSON schema library out there. Any language and platform. Fuel Snable, by JSON schema library. You mean you especially need the schema tree, not the. You mean you want to just like take a JSON string and turn it into objects in whatever language you're in? What language are you in, Fuel Snable? Any language and platform. Ah, yes, right. Yeah, you want to use assembly. No, the I guess, what do you mean by best? Do you want to visualize it? Do you want it to be crazy fast? I'm not sure what you're looking for there. Okay, so let's grab that. Settings factory. We're going to go over to the Hangman game, because I have a feeling it's going to need this same concept. Where's its constructor? Right here. That is a lot more dependencies than I want this thing to have. Ugh. Not happy about that. You need to do stuff. Rubik's, yes. Welcome to Discord. Glad you finally joined. Any cement example? Will Bennett might be right on that one. So over in the .NET world, we usually use JSON.NET to pull that. That's the, like, in order to grab JSON data. Developers. And Jesse Skinner, welcome. Jesse Skinner and friends. Hi, welcome to DevChatter. Glad you're all here. Alright, everybody, we need a little bit of defense here on the stream, so in order to make sure that happens, let me go ahead and let's spam some of those hype emotes in the chat if we can. Wait, what? Hang on. What? Yeah, you like the Balmer alert? I like it too. Thank you, Katrina. Much appreciated. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I think I killed my bot when messing around with some stuff, but... Yes, the demo... Oh, yeah, see? I just changed a thing. That's why it failed. When I clicked save in that file previously, what happens is the bot automatically tries to restart. When the bot restarts, what ends up happening is it tried to run our initial setup. It can't cast our user role type enum into a string. So that's what it tried to treat it as. This is the first time that we have taken an enum and tried to store it in the database this way with our settings piece, and that's why it failed. So our initial setup where it tries to get us some data, that's what failed. Gators, welcome. Jesse Skinner, welcome. Check me out. I see what you did there. XO, yeah, XO. Hey, Ancient Coder, welcome. I think that's the first time you said hi in here. And Crichton 1000, welcome as well. And LM Orchard, yes. An example of what I want to do with schemas: go through an object and discard all JSON members that aren't in the schema. Oh, you want to look at the schema that's specified in that and find out if there's any data that's not in there. Ooh, that's a great question, Fuel Snable. I don't have a good answer on which library would do that well. I would probably just be Googling for it. Have you looked on Stack Overflow specifically for that topic? Because they might have a good answer for you. Okay, so where was I? When we are going in here... let me do this. I want to catch that breakpoint again where it fails, because I want to check the stack trace. Okay, so... So we tried to pull this value out of there. Where is the setup database spot that we called that? I'm going to drop a breakpoint there. I want to see on startup, the Twitch overlay has a bug. Viable clan member, which Twitch overlay has a bug that you're seeing? Oh, yeah. There's some weirdness there, isn't there? Yep, I see that. Let me turn that off. That is, yeah, that was weird. should be gone. No, actually, it's a 502 error, viable clan member, and thanks for the heads up on that. Okay, so invalid cast from that. So we did set value, property set value to change type entity. So what were we doing? We were getting a setting. And what's our T? That is a hangman settings object. So it gets this, that's our default one. We then look in the database to see if there are any by that name. There is one that we have created. It doesn't have the correct value. It has a 0 stored in there, and there's no way that's what the value was as supposed to be in the database. But then what happens? We try to change the value of a string of 0, but we want to parse that out. So, property info. If settings entity is not null, okay, so hang on. So at this point we're trying to convert it. So let's take a look. Property info. I want to see if this is why is property info suddenly not working? Type. Property type, there we go. Okay, so that's always false. Okay, if property type is enum, here's what we needed. Okay, got it. Let me see. He loves transparent stuff, you should see his mug. Oh yeah, that's true. I have a transparent mug, kind of. Actually, it's just green, but you know. Welcome to Chroma Key. Yes, aren't they nice crimson green? I am not watching the game right now, Crimson. I will catch it later. So let's do this. When we're pulling it out, let's say if it's an enum, then we need to do it in a special way. So enums are going to be special here, because we can't do this. And then I'll figure out what to do with this in a moment, because this whole section needs to get cleaned up. Set value, so settings entity dot value. So we're going to set the property on the settings object, and instead of doing a convert like this, because we can't convert to the enum, we instead need to say enum dot parse. And the enum type is going to be this value here. And then the string value is going to be settings entity dot value. And that should do our should do what we needed to do. Okay. which means then when we create the default settings, we need to adjust how it works. So right now we're taking that enum, casting it to an integer and saving it, but we don't want to do that. We need to make sure enums become strings. Yeah, so the way that you get an enum value, the way you parse it is you do enum.parse, and then you have to pass in the enum type and then the value that you're trying to parse to tell it how to do it. And that does work. Yeah, word wrap is really messing that up. Sorry about that. That should look a little better. So we'll do this so it's a little less weird. There you go. Slightly less weird with that. Yeah, the exact spot where it indented is very weird there. I agree. The soft wrap on there was not the wrapping was not great. Okay, so I want to simplify this, and there should be a nice, easy way to do that. I do not want to do that, do I? Ooh, God, that's ugly. No. Okay. We're going to extract this out as a method, so let me leave myself a to-do. Extract the value based on the if in own method. So we're going to pull that out into a method. But for now I want to look down here. I want to make this work once. Once it works one time, then we can come back and do our refactoring. Create default settings if needed. We're going to call into here. This creates an instance of the object. It's then going to go through and create them. So this does value. We toString the value. Okay, so here's what I need to do. I need to go in here, view this data. We're going to delete that one, because we don't want it in here. Delete. Yep, goodbye. And specifically, I do need to see how this goes into the database. No, Fuel Snable, the trolling in this channel is primarily just a few people. Brave Cobra, I don't remember on the values for those, but I want to do string names for them instead of... I want to do parsing of the string instead of storing the integer value of them. Which I know is just a preference on that, but here's what I want to do. I want to catch that breakpoint. I want to watch this get created. So we're going to debug this. It should catch that breakpoint. There we go. Now we're going to step in here. So that should have found no entities, correct? Good. So we don't have one for this property, and this property is our delete role requirement. And because I didn't create this on its own line, it's hard to tell what it's going to do here, but I'm going to grab this code. I'm going to run it down here in the immediate window. And that actually is pulling the right string. So that actually should have stored the value as mod instead of 0. Are you telling me it didn't do that? Whoops, I did not mean to click that. I meant to click that one. Mod. Okay, cool. Perfect. That's actually fantastic. So that appears to be working now. Okay, pizza's ready. Cool. You shouldn't index enums in case you ever replace. There we go. Cool. Neogen, hello, welcome. Okay. Alright, so bot should be running. Let me go ahead and refresh the overlay now. I actually just turned it off. I don't know if you guys noticed that when all the little bits disappeared. Neogen, I am making a couple of adjustments, but hey, there we go. So this is actually what I was planning on clicking back when when we got that raid. I was going to do that. So there's our shield of hypes, but it didn't work. So in that case, we'll probably need to click that one instead. Okay, so we were moving that setting into there. So this is worth a commit, and then we will do that refactoring we were talking about. Neogen, we are working on our chatbot, and specifically, we're moving some of our command data into the database. So the settings for our various commands are going to be configured there instead of being in the code. And that's actually going to be really beneficial for other people using our bot to be able to modify some of these settings. So that is the plan. We're going to create a new branch here. We're going to call that refactoring settings. Okay. Extracting settings might have been a better name. Neogen, yes, it's all made in C# and .NET Core. So that's everything that we've got here is C#, JavaScript, .NET Core code. There's some Razor in our CSHTML files, and that's about it. Extract the hangman settings. And what's the other thing we did? Yeah, it's JavaScript. And sorry, Will Bennett, and it's not TypeScript or Kotlin, no JVM, sorry guys. I wonder what open source software uses the most number of different languages together. Viable clan member, I'm actually not sure, but there are plenty that use a ton of languages. Extract the hangman settings and allow enum settings. So that's going to be big because we're going to be able to do that for all of our settings now. So now that we've put that in there, let's go back to the ugly code that we didn't like and we wanted to clean up, which was where? In here. It was this nastiness. So here's what I want to do. I want to pull this out to here, extract this as an object. Yeah, object, sadly. And then I'm going to call a method, and I'm going to say getFoo. Yes, I'm just calling it getFoo right now. Viable clan member, welcome. Thank you for that follow. I assume that means you've enjoyed the stream a little bit. Much appreciated. I'm going to cut that. We're going to move this into a private method that returns an object. No, its name isn't going to stay getFoo. We need a property info object. So there's a property info, and we need the settings and the settings entity. So that'll be property info, settings, settings entity. We're going to add that parameter there, and we're going to add that parameter down there. T settings, huh? What's the type of that? Settings was T, and this was a list of T. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do this differently. We're not gonna, so getFoo's not gonna live like this. This is not getFoo. I'm gonna do this. This will work better. Alright, nobody murder me. I don't want to die. Okay, so that got me settings, but not settings entity. What's the settings entity at that point? It is a command settings entity. Okay, cool. Okay. So clearly this is doing the code that it was before, but we don't want that. We want to do this instead. So I now want to just say return that. And then in this case, return that. We have an extra one of those. There we go. No longer need our to-do. That has been extracted out into getFoo. Yes, we're going to fix the name getFoo. Just give me a moment. Okay, so there we go. Slightly simplified. Wheatlang. No. There's no Wheatlang. Or Wheatlol code. Are you guys using... Are you Googling languages and pasting them in? No, I think they're making up languages, Rubik's. You'd rate your own... Join as usual, word device... Neogen, welcome. Thank you for that follow. I take it that means you're enjoying the stream. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Rubik's. Don't worry about it. We all started out as beginners with everything we work on. No one should ever feel bad about not knowing stuff. There are plenty of things that I do not know. Okay, so getFoo. So this is going to be convert value. There we go. Not even going to deal with that. We're going to pass it in there. It's going to come in with that type. Okay, that is a little nicer. So we're just going to say that. There we go. Slightly less bad. Wheelspin, greetings, welcome. Pizza's gone. Sorry, guys, pizza's gone. Perhaps we should create the Brendan language. We could, Fuel Snable. Derping is yeah. Give me a break. Derping's important for all streamers. All streamers need the derping. Yes, Rubik's, you use one programming language to create another one. Once your language has matured, you actually create your compiler using your own language, and that's the neat part. WSetY2003, welcome. Thank you for following. That kind of code always takes me a while to read. Yeah, so the trick with creating a language is really just creating a compiler or interpreter or something like that for a language. That's pretty much what creating a language is. So, for example, a lot of people think C# matured when it got Roslyn as its compiler. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Roslyn is actually the C# compiler that's currently used. It is actually a C# compiler written in C#. So, clean up the settings factory code. We only cleaned up a little bit. It could still use a little bit more, but it's not too bad right now, so I'm fairly okay with it. Let's take a look at Hangman Game. What else is in here that we could pull out? So I want strings to be part of a resource file. They're not really values per se. So I don't want to put those in. Role required to start is perfect. Let's take that one. There's a Hangman setting if I've ever seen one. Prop, user, role. Role required to start. That is not going to be the name. User role.subscriber. Let's go ahead and rename. Role required to start. Which actually makes me want to change this to role required to delete word, and since we haven't really sent this beyond here, we're going to do that. Role required to delete word, role required to start. Start game. There we go. So those aren't bad. So let's open up the command settings again. I'm going to delete the one we put in here because we're still just using the default. Remember, we're working within our own branch. So if we need to change things, yeah, as Wheatlaw says, in essence, you build a compiler, not a language. Once you have a compiler that compiles that language, then the language exists. Now, in the case of like .NET languages, for example, you make a compiler that goes into an interpreted language. Essentially, you go to the intermediate language, and then that is run through the .NET runtime. So you compile it down to that level. Wait, what? Blast is on cooldown. Blast, yes. Wheel spin. Place choice with one of choice text. I just saw what happened there. That is awesome, wheel spin. Yes, you found a bug. I derped that somewhere. Is this not a... Oh yeah, that's that. And then that's in there. That's funny. That is good. No, Will Bennett. It's actually something. It's actually something different. That's pretty funny though. No, we're gonna need to fix that in another way. Yeah, you were looking for that one. Okay. Anyway, we'll get to that later. Hang on, we're gonna record an issue for that. Jump back over here, create a new issue. So this will be let's see. Blast help text should give blast options. Fix blast help text. This happened to one of our viewers today. The choice text should be replaced with the available options. In addition, it should not calling a method, calling a command, receiving command help text should not activate cooldown. When you call a command incorrectly, you'll frequently get help text as the response. We should not activate the cooldown. In that case, perhaps we can make the commands return something to indicate whether cooldown should activate from the command. Labels. That's a bug. It's a good first issue. Let me look at that last one we created also. Right here. This one is also a bug. And pretty easy for someone to do first time. So there we go. Okay. Yes, exactly. Is the bot in all rooms? Brave Cobra, no, I don't believe so. I think it's just in the mudroom and this one. Okay, so we've recorded the issues. Hopefully someone will want to take a look at those and nice it up a little bit. In Hangman, need a list of allowed to guess letters. We should be sure that all letters characters guessed are within a set of letters possible to appear in our words. Shouldn't allow guessing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to cause a loss in Hangman. Code for this mostly in the Hangman game class. They want to extract this as a setting, as a command setting. There we go. Any commands using cognitive services? No, Brave Cobra, we haven't actually enabled any of the commands to use cognitive services yet, though I am planning on doing that for, I kind of want to do an ask command, so you do something like this. Ask, so like something like that would be the idea. Exactly, Will Bennett. If there's an S set in there or something like that, or characters with umlauts, we want to block those as well, and make those invalid characters. So, whoops. I meant to do this. There we go. There's a great suggestion. Wheatlaws, there are a lot of ways that we could do that, but my thought on that one is we want to make it in some way configurable, because if someone is German and wants to use the bot, they might allow the asset, for example, to be one of those characters that they can actually use. Stoolpenner, greetings, welcome. Brave Cobra, so yeah, C# Fritz did that in his bot. But he has it respond if anyone even puts in a question mark, which to be honest, that gets really weird, as, like, the bot kind of responds to things. So, I want to make it so if you actually want to ask something like that, like, what are you working on, for example, that you just use the ask, or some kind of thing like that. Or maybe we look for it to be, like, really, really certain that you asked that question before we respond with it. So, yep, that'd be the idea. You might want to allow words like stoolpenner. Yes, exactly, stoolpenner. You got the idea. They were going to put that at the bottom. That we are current. Yeah, well, Bennett. That would be something that will probably be down on the bottom of our view here. But not everybody is going to turn that on. So remember, we're building a bot that's not just for us. I want to make this able to do some other things, and that may not be the question that you're answering, but those kinds of things could be there. For example, the question might be, what programming language is this? And that, again, might not appear down on the bottom. We might just say, hey, we're working on our chatbot. We might not say C#, but then that would, you know... yeah, Ancient Coda. The problem is the number of times it will respond when it thinks that you asked a question you didn't is a little bit more frequent than I like. Or maybe he's tweaked that a lot. He might have tweaked that. I actually have not watched his stream in a long time. Helosia, no, we did not pick the new JavaScript framework last Saturday. However, we are going to have a guest on the stream tomorrow, and he and I are going to be discussing JavaScript frameworks and why we would want to choose one over the other, so hopefully that discussion will be interesting. Also, since I think there are probably some new people in here, if you haven't yet, join our Discord. It is a great place to chat with us while the stream is not going. If you are enjoying any of the stream, make sure to hit that follow button so you get notified when we go live. And if you want to take a look at any of the source code that we have here on the stream, you can find it at github.com/devchatter. Notices he missed an F. Wait, who missed an F? Did I miss an F, or did someone else miss an F? Wait, did I miss an F somewhere? I might have missed an F somewhere. Anyway. Role required to start. Oh, you did. Oh, okay, Wheatlaw. Hey, Oblomov, thank you very much for the follow. Greatly appreciated. And if I butcher your name or anyone else's, please let me know, and I will, you know, try to say it better the next time. Okay, so I passed in those settings in here. Alright, concept, password, guest letters. Okay, so... So we're going to get rid of that. Now we're going to come down here. Settings. Role required to start game. Okay, so that should have extracted that setting. Stuhl Fenner. I don't know what that is. Role required to delete word. That default to mod and subscribers should be good. Oh, whoops, hang on. Whoop, bot's running. Whoop, give me a sec. Ah. Crash. You guys seeing all that? Yeah, all those errors. Gotta love them. So those actually come up because as it tries to compile this code, it wants to deploy the DLL file, so it puts them in the correct folder. The problem is because I'm running those files, it doesn't always want to let go of them. So I just gotta let it do that. Once I kill the program, then it'll let go of them, and I can do this. Okay. There we go. So that is our hangman settings. Will Bennett, why don't you try starting a game of Hangman? Just to confirm whether or not it's working. There's got to be a subscriber here in chat, right? Also. Janiscu, we are extracting some settings. Thank you, Will Bennett. Much appreciated. So that confirms that that setting actually came out. So there we go. I can still start a Hangman game. So that got extracted, so nice. Cool. So what is this? Extract, gonna commit that, push those. Sorry, Will. Sorry. It's alright. What is that word? Oh, I know the word! I know the word! Oh man, it's a great word. Nope, 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 no R, no X, nope, 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 no K. Nope. The third one. Welcome. Thanks for following. It was tacos, guys. Tacos. Alright, there we go. Oh, actually I wanted to leave hang game. There we go. Alright, so per letter tokens, that's absolutely a setting. Hang settings. This is and that we're setting to 25 by default. So int is 25. No, these are getting their names fixed, don't worry. Per letter tokens, and tokens to winner. Maybe I should make this tokens per letter. Tokens per letter. There we go. So we're a little more consistent with that. Should have been pizza. No, wheat lol. They're programming or food except for a couple. Yeah, of course. Caffeine does too. You should add TARDIS, so one may think it's tacos. There are a lot of good options to add there, Stoolpenner. Okay, so let's chop these. We're going to jump down to this red. We're going to say settings dot tokens to winner. Tokens to winner. And this is tokens per letter. And tokens per letter. And then that should be it. So those values have been extracted out. We no longer have those hard-coded into our code base. So perfect. Yanked out of our class. Much improved. Let's go ahead and run that. Derp Lord. Yes, you need a sonic screwdriver and Dalek sauce. What does this want to do? Oh. I guess we can do that. It doesn't mean anything. That really did nothing. It was going to complain about that, but that did nothing. So this is extracting tokens per letter. Extract tokens settings from Hangman game. Yes, exterminate. Derp Lord, the bot adventures are going well. Yeah, sorry about that. The third one. Crimson Green can go ahead and start up a Hangman game for you, though. Oh, okay. So apparently we are. Yeah. So the third one. I actually added an issue to our GitHub literally like 5-10 minutes ago to fix the fact that a mistrigger on a command is activating our cooldown right now. So yes, we're gonna fix that one. Don't worry about that. It won't kill that. We will correct that issue. Okay, so those are pulled out. Let's hop over to rock, paper, scissors, where we should have some timing data and potentially some settings for this as well. So let's get class rock, paper, scissors settings. Nope. The game is going to have it, not the command. Xunit's a word. I am amazed that Will Bennett, well, I guess he just guessed that one, got XUnit. Who's got thumbs and figured out it was XUnit? This guy! Alright, so rock, paper, scissors game totally needs this thing. So here's what we're gonna do. Are you serious? Do I not have a constructor in this thing? You kidding me? What? Oh, no, it's right here. Okay, I'm blind. Sorry, everyone. I am somehow blind. I don't get it. I don't know. Settings factory of type rock paper scissors settings. Wait, is it of type? No, it's not. Derp. Settings factory. We get them that way, though. So we're going to say get settings, rock, paper, scissors settings. Store that as a field that we'll call settings. Seconds to join a game. This is going to be 120 for now. There we go. Tokens for winning is going to be 100. And tokens required to play is going to be 30. Rename to that, and rename to that. Seconds to join, so let's get rid of those. Those are gone. Now let's jump to where they were used. This is tokens required to play. This one is tokens for winning. Tokens for winning. More tokens for winning. And this is underscore settings seconds to join game. There we go. Perfect. Some of our messages might be wrong. No, we passed them into that. We calculated them. Perfect. Okay, nothing weird there. These are now read-only. They get assigned in the constructor when that gets called. So now I need to go to the setup database and add in this line here, and then I will catch up on chat, everyone, in but a moment. So there we go. So we will create those when they're needed. Alright. Why does the iSettings factor... what does the iSettings factor... Wheatlow, basically nothing. At least Newton's schema has a schema tree which is acceptable. Fuel stable. Well, there you go. My suggestion for tomorrow at work, wish me luck. They are hardcore JVMers at work. Well, good luck, Fuel Snable. Coated Beard, good evening. Welcome. Hang on, let me try and play this game of Hangman that, oh, nope, Brave Cobra got it. The word was Hangman. There you go. I can recommend a funk stuff instead of a stuff factory. Yeah, we might need, so we could do a supplier or something like that, Wheatlow. There's, yeah, that actually might be a better name instead of factory, because it really isn't a factory. So, okay. So you are correct. Poor name on our part. Let me go ahead and rerun this. So that should do the startup again. Just to find out if it worked, we're going to look in the database. Did it create it? Yep, it did. They're right here. So, hooray. Nice. Much improved. So, we're going to call those extract some rock, paper, scissors settings. We'll push those up as well. So, awesome. There we go. Not bad, not bad. Okay, hang on one sec. And we're back. Funky stuff. Yes, yes, Derplord, the Daleks invaded. How did you know? Okay, great. So what was the thing that someone noticed that was an issue? It is the problem that it was that bug that we talked about. I am actually going to knock that one out myself because we saw it. This will not be part. We're gonna remove these labels. Sorry guys, we're gonna do this one on stream. There we go. Okay, so what I set up is that unit stuff or line stuff. I find unit to be rather silly. Return types, I can see it. Yeah, the multiple return types in most languages that support it is basically either a tuple or a tuple, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Ofex, no, I do not have any. I do not have any courses in Udemy. But I do have courses on DevIQ and Pluralsight, so if you want to find my stuff there, that is where you will find that. Exactly, Brave Cobra. The question is whether someone would consider a tuple to count as multiple return values. Because it's sort of built into the language, but sort of just returning an object that is two values, so it's a little weird. Okay. So Wheatlaw is specifying that since we don't allow empty tuples, that would be a... Yeah, sure. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, I was going to take a look at the command handler. And where do we trigger? So process command. Get that back. So down here, we attempt to run the command. That gets us back a command usage. What do we do with it? We record the usage. Bool. Command failed. So I want to say if command failed. Actually, we're going to say if command succeeded. Command succeeded. We're going to reverse it. Hang on. Fuel Snable and Wheatlaw are loading the chat with stuff. Okay. So, command succeeded. That's what we're going to do. We're going to say if command usage dot command succeeded, then we're going to do this stuff. So we're only going to record the usage if the command actually worked. And actually, I might rename that to what command was run? Was run? Attempt to run. Yeah. Was run. That was run. Okay, so when we attempt to run the command, since I want everything in the system right now to work as it does now, I'm going to leave it set to true. So that means that everything we've got is going to work. So that's the default of the current scenario, since true is going to leave, no change having happened. Okay, so now let's go ahead and find where we created these. Inside of the base command, we created one of these. We assign it to this using that constructor. Command usage, which means that I can set one additional parameter here on the end potentially if I want to. We handle the command by the command itself. Let's at minimum get a boolean was run equals that. And actually, before I go any further with this, I need to be off of this branch. I need to be over on the master branch. If it'll let me switch, it did. Good. Okay. Ooh, was processed correctly. I like that, Brave Cobra. Yeah, there we go. Was processed correctly equals true. Oh, actually, I have that on the clipboard right there. We will set it equal to true, and then wherever it was called, we can do that there in the command handler. Attempt to run the command. So it either processed or it failed. So this is a fail scenario. So that's a false. Let me see. S&B, that implies that a false value means it errored. Is that correct in this context? Yes, S&B. Either it errored or we had to provide additional information. Shouldn't it be false by default? Makes more sense, but then you need to add that to every command to set it to true. So interestingly, Brave Cobra, I actually think you are right. I think we want to set it to false by default. And set it everywhere. So add the simple command, we want to do that. I'm going to set the default later. So for now we're going to actually have to set it everywhere. This gets set to was run. This is just a test. The existing tests want it to be true. Because that's how they worked before. Alright. Now when we go to handle command, we want to make this a boolean. So they'll return whether or not they succeeded. Should be a whole bunch of errors. Although I think it's going to error because the bot's running, and that's just a it can't push the DLLs kind of error, which is a stupid error, not one that's helpful. But I want to get all of these. Whoops. Nope, I didn't want that one. I wanted this. Okay. So now the problem is that they have all the right signatures after that little quick find and replace we just did. However, we actually need to return back on a lot of these, which we haven't done yet. Oh, that is funny. This one was async. Nice. Okay, so the code paths are not returning values. Oh, and this, ooh, wait, what? That doesn't even make sense now. Oh, God. Oh, man. That's not good. Okay, so, out of range, so that's a false. This was not a success, that's a false. So that may not be perfect, but I can do that. Whoops, no, I don't want to return there. I want to return down here. Derp. There's where I want to return true. Okay. Why is this async? Oh, we call something with an await. Okay. I forgot this one was the await. Alright, we'll get to that one in a minute. Let's get to some of these other ones that are easier. So this one is try to execute client message. This one sends out the help text, which means this one does a return false, and this one does a return true. So that can go away. There we go. Now in this one, failed to look up coins for, you know what? Is there an option where we... So, if we got an exception, we'll return that. Otherwise, we'll send it out. Okay. On this one, roulette just happens, doesn't it? So that'll just return true. Oh, right. Because they're overriding that, so they can't return back a task. They just straight up have to be a bool then. Which means, unless I want to add another option where it is that, then we need to... The problem is I can't await that if this isn't async, which if it's async, it can't return a bool. If I do this, then we get this complaint. And the problem is if we do this, I hate this. I don't want to do this. If we do that, then we get the value, but I really don't want to do it that way. That's really painful. And I don't want to do this one either. If we remove that, what is the issue? Remove the async. What was calling async? This right here. That's really annoying. Yeah, the problem, Wheatlol, is that so in theory what I actually should do right now, instead of putting in these two instances, I should actually change the rest of our code to be async. But I've got a thing on our backlog to go through and do that. If we could actually make all of our code handle async, we would actually be in great shape. Reverence, there's actually only a slight difference between them. This pretty much is calling results, and I forget which one it is. I actually do not remember, but I do know that there's a chance of a race condition that we could run into when doing this. Get awaiter, get result, or result. Get awaiter, there we go. Recall there being a difference. If task fails, get result will just throw an exception, while task will throw an aggregate exception. So, there you go. Tiny difference. And the best option is to use await. So here's the idea. So apparently we get a better exception if we're using getAwaiter.getResult, so we don't get the aggregate exception. So there you go. So consequently, we need to pull that async all the way up to the top. So, but I don't want to do that just now, and since I don't want to make everything async right this moment, this is the only option we're left with, and we should come back for that. So false, false. This was help text. So we're going to do this one. This is going to be return true. We're going to get rid of that. And then return false. And yes, just so you are all aware, I am going to send this in as a separate, this is a separate branch that we're on right now. So yeah, basically reference. That's one of the biggest problems with async in C# is the fact that you have to go all the way up to the top. Random skunk, yes, actually that is what I pointed out. There is. So in our case, we should not have a concern of deadlocks, but it is possible to run into one. So yes, that is one of the concerns with using the result. So, yep. Okay, so send message, result message, what is this? All, show all commands. Oh, what is this one? This is the commands command? Actually, we're not going to be able to get this working just yet, so I'm going to leave this as a work in progress right here. So, so this is going to be whip pulling out the return status of command calls. This is not getting committed to master. This is getting committed to. What are we working on? This is was command. What did we call it? There we go. Was there's the branch we're going to create. Okay. The problem is that the task API exposes methods that break async. Kind of, Fuel Snable. But the method signature changes so they can't use the same method. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Because we have to change the method signature based on that because of the actual task object. And so that actually makes the signature change, and thus we can't actually use it that way. Now each implementation will implement only one and the other will break stuff since you use the dot result in the background and have some empty async run doing sync stuff. Yes, Wheatlaw. So yeah, the big that is the big problem is we really need to just put it we probably should just go in and just make everything in our system async. Okay. So we're going to do that. The bug's still going to exist. Sorry about that, everybody. We'll get that later. Close all documents. There we go. Okay. We'll come back for you. Extracting settings to database. We're going to create that as a pull request. We may still commit to that. Yeah, Wheatlaw, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay. So we're still going to work on that one. That one is called Benrook Refactoring Settings. Terrible branch name, better pull request name. Factoring settings right there. Recompile. So all those red lines were just that I need a recompile because it doesn't understand what's going on. And actually that bot is going to be way confused, so I'm going to go ahead and kill it because I just noticed it said hello there in chat. Yeah, Fuel Snable's kind of right about that one. The fact that you're able to get a synchronous result out of async means that you don't actually have to handle async all the way up to the top, which is a convenience if you really don't want to set it up just yet. However, we probably should go all the way up to the top with that. So we don't want to open that up. We want to go to... Wow, those are actually pretty nice. I forgot we had that. The roulette settings. Vote new JavaScript C#. There we go. We have a bunch of people voting for C#. There you go. No, Fuel Snable. There's no F#. Okay. So something I wanted to work on, actually, that I think I'm going to do right now. I am going to go ahead and manage the NuGet packages for the solution. Vote Infinity. Thanks, guys. So Wheatlaw, the thing you like about Kotlin is the fact that its language features work well with others. Yeah, I would say on that one, you basically have to be running in a very new language to get that kind of thing. Yeah, the problem is C# is a mature language at this point, Wheatlaw, and that tends to happen with them, is the fact that they were not built from the ground up with one of those things in mind. Okay, so TwitchLib is what I want to upgrade right now. Ooh, oh, that's a big upgrade from 215 to 301. Oh, that's gonna be big. That is gonna be big. Now, what I love about this is that we kept TwitchLib exclusively in one library. Uninstalling those, installing those, updating those. It's gonna get interesting. Yeah, S&B. We're going for it. We're going for it. Kotlin achieves it because it is written on a much higher abstraction than C#. Oh, that could be. Okay. So we're gonna update that. I'm gonna build. So there's the change. I want to branch off of this branch, I think. Actually, we don't really need to. We can branch off of master. We'll call this Twitch lib upgrade. And we're going to do this while the other branch builds, so that should actually be getting built. Crimson Green, they're actually getting run by our automated testing system. Which is things on breaking changes. Thank you, Tybreeze. Yeah, well, that's kind of my point. Is C#'s a mature language. Kotlin's very new, so okay, stuff's breaking. Hopefully they fixed it. Hopefully they fixed it. Okay. Yep. There's some broken stuff. I see that. Twitch client on disconnected plus equals. I'm going to comment that out so that it can make the new one. We're going to create that method. There it is. Yep, that's the one. So it must have been slightly different in some way. So there we go. Perfect. So they must have changed these event args or something. Oh, is that what changed? Ah, yes, they added the word event. Yeah, I see that. Yep. I just noticed in chat S&B with yeah, because I was commenting C#'s a mature language. I love how S&B chimed in with mature. Yes, make sure to point that out. Yeah, Simon, always a good time to upgrade your NuGet packages. Nothing ever goes wrong. Okay, so Twitch client timeout user works differently, it seems. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. So what do they do now? Oh, in the channel. Oh man, I need to specify the channel now? Okay. I don't know what channel I'm in, guys. Okay. We'll have to figure that out. Okay, we'll get that in a minute. So I need to find out where this one went. And this could be anywhere. So Twitch lib. We're going to open it up. We're going to where it's in the API. Okay. So we're going to take a look in their API project. And I want to look for get chatters. Here it is. Okay. Get chatters async. What are we on? This is public class undocumented. Okay, so what did that change to? Chatter formatted. Wait, I'm missing what that change was. It's probably stupid simple, right? Was that a change? Oh, we're adding the... Okay, so they moved the models into core models. Okay, I see what happened. So we were just missing that. Now it doesn't like x dot. What is x dot? Oh, okay, because my method here, this is my extension method, doesn't have the right type anymore. So, inside of extensions, model extensions, I just need to update that. There we go. And... oh, geez, I hope that's the right one. API core, there we go. So they moved those objects, so not too bad. So let me take a look over here in the events. Probably the same thing, right? Oh, instead of 4, it's the V5 models. Okay, that makes sense. Twitch API. V5 dot users dot get user follows async. There we go. Okay. Sorry guys. Let me take a look at what is going on in chat, because there's a whole bunch of stuff. Red is good, right? Yes, Lycan. Red is good. Pretty easy to decompile C# code. Yes. Sorry, Ponkiz. I see your message. Yes, it is pretty easy to decompile C#, but there are ways to fix that. You can obfuscate. Exactly what Will said. You can always decompile code. At least you didn't get the whole package dependence. We are going to force you to upgrade this big cascading chain issue. Yeah, Simon, that's true. That's true. And yes, it is very simple in C# to decompile code. That's why obfuscation exists. That means that any other applications can also read your executable. Yep. I've not used the Twitch rooms. Are they useful? Echo Strike? I don't know yet. Very few people use them. The bot might be turned off, Crimson Green. It's basically a builder method. You instantiate an object and apply a builder method on it. Yeah. There are obfuscators, but a dedicated developer beats that. Some go for C++, most devs... Yeah, exactly. So, as Fuel Stable points out, if someone really wants to figure out what your code is doing, they can figure it out even if they have to read the assembly code. So obfuscation is a good way to deal with a lot of that. And for the most part, I would really wonder, what are you concerned about? Like, what are you building where you're really worried that someone's going to decompile your code? It's true that they can. Follower service dot set channel by ID is probably what it's called now, right? Set channels by ID. What? S3K1, welcome. Thanks for following. Okay, so that's what it's gonna be now. and it does not want a single one. It now wants a collection, and it is a list of string. Why list? Why list? Why not an iList? Come on, guys. Come on. Follower service. Start. Is that async? No. There we go. Okay, hang on a second. Yes, exactly, Fuel Snable. A lot of people are doing web development and they don't care about obfuscators because the code's running on the server. The same with JavaScript. You should never send stuff you don't want anyone to have to the browser to execute. Yes, that is correct, Wheatlaw. JavaScript is obfuscated automatically. To be honest, minifying JavaScript obfuscates it a little bit, but there are unminifiers anyway. No, Wheatlaw, no. That is not what I said. I said returning a list is fine. When accepting one, you want to return something like an iList or an IEnumerable. I guarantee. Here, look. Let's take a look. Let me show you. We'll take a look at what they've got here. Set channel by ID. We'll look for it in here. Where is it? Follower service. Set channel by ID. Look. What do they do? Channels to monitor. Okay, set channels, right? Okay, that must be a base. API service is what we're looking for. API service, so it's on here. Set channels to monitor. So what did they do? This channels to monitor right here. Is that no count 0? Okay, so they check the count. List has a count. We assign it to that value, and then what do we do with this? So that is a list, but it could just easily be an iList. And we don't actually get to see what it does here. So the reason why I point this out is that I point out that you want to accept the bare minimum. So when you're creating a parameter, you want to make sure the argument you receive can be almost anything. You want to be as permissive as possible in your parameters. When you return something back, I like to be more specific to give them more power. My assumption here is that they probably just need some kind of a collection they're going to loop over. So an iList lets you pass a list or an array, and I would bet that it doesn't matter to them which one they receive. Wheatlaw, you don't accept system object. You know what I mean. And yes, Brave Cobra, I want to send them a PR here on this stuff. There are a lot of pull requests that I want to send to these guys. So, we'll see. At some point. I don't want to send that right now. Because that will actually cascade a little bit. Because... yes, returning a list of T. That's what I suggest. Minifying JS. To be fair, S&B, it technically is a little bit of a security improvement, but it doesn't. It's really an almost meaningful one. And yes, Yakko, you probably want to avoid casts if you can avoid it. I would agree with that. Okay, so yeah, those are just not lined up right. Okay, we want to get rid of that. So this is going to be twitchapi.v5.streams.getUptimeAsync, like so. That's the type we want. Again, we just need to switch these, so it's v5.streams and get that. There we go. Okay, cool. Those are fixed. So now this is the last piece, I believe, that actually needs to be fixed, and that is the timed out user. And joined channel. Do we have that? There we go. So we will time them out from that channel because they now support having connections, a single connection be connected to multiple channels at once. So there we go. And make sure everything builds. If this does build, then we're going to try running it. We're going to see what we get. Yakko, casts or code smells. I thought deleting JS was a security feature. Lol, that technically could be true also. I'm with Brendan here. Oh, so feel stable. Yeah, you considered basic list to essentially be primitives. And yes, I pretty much do. Having some kind of a basic collection types, I just consider basic collection types to be primitives. I would include like read-only collections and things like that as primitives also. People keep making me add more JavaScript to our web app. So Will Bennett, the iList, for example, in this case is so that you can have the permissive receipt of things. For returns, I like to be more specific, so I return back a list if that's what I have, and I might return an iList if it's an array, for example, because someone might prefer that. But you see, by doing a list, you are forcing the type. iList allows you to change the underlying implementation. Yeah. Now if you want to do a binary tree instead of a list, now you can't without breaking users. So yeah, the concept, Will, is that I like to make my parameters be permissive and my return types more specific. So you can make what you will of the object I give you. Hang on. These are... Oh, no, this is a Helix one. Hang on. So, new follower event args. From user ID and to user ID? What the crap is this? Oh man, that's annoying. Okay, what's going on in chat? Is there random access list in .NET as a marker? There's a bag. On our new sites is outsourced. Ran first perf test on it today and discovered it downloads 6 megabytes of JavaScript. That's awesome, Coated Beard. That's awesome. I've heard of things. Exactly, Echo Strike. So Echo Strike actually just pointed out the nicest thing about our code right now is the fact that because I kept TwitchLib only inside of this Twitch library, I can minimize the amount of change that happens when we do these upgrades. Okay. So I want to find out what these are. What even is this? From ID. Okay, so that I think is what it's called when we get it from Helix. Twitch, Helix, from ID. Reference for developers. Where's the from ID? I want to see an example of this, Twitch. Oh man, look at that jump. Okay, there we go. Okay, so here's the response that you get. You get a from ID, and that is their user ID. I don't want their user ID, I want their username. So, yeah, get user follows. Gets information on follow relationships between two Twitch users. Okay, so we want to get user. I want to get channel from ID. Let's see if I can't find it that way. New Twitch API reference. Channel. Oh man, look at those jumps. Nope, I don't want to update user. Oh, and back up to the top. Okay, so in that case, no. None of these are what I want. No, I don't want to get streams. Get users. So, pass in users by ID, login, display name. Okay, yeah, that might be what we want. So get users. So Helix users, okay. That's really annoying. Is there not a better way to do that? Hang on 1 second. And for anyone that's in here and is wondering, I want to mention a couple of things. I want to ping one of the, I don't know if, I'm hoping Lucky Number 7's on here, and I want to give him a quick message. So, new followers, my message is going to be wrong right now because I'm going to post their user ID instead of their username. But I want to get the bot running. So I can do a couple of things. First off, hello, the bot's here. For anyone that hasn't yet, if you are new here, first off, make sure you hit the follow button so you get notified when we go live. But also, if you want to chat with me or any of the other members of DevChatter, outside of the stream, the best place to do that is on our Discord, and I linked that in the chat over there. For those of you that don't know, Discord is a chat application. Think Slack, but it's a, you know, more for like gamers, Twitch streamers, that sort of thing. And Lucky Number 7, hello! Awesome. Welcome. So I got a question. Maybe you'll know the answer to this one, because you mess around with this. So we're doing our upgrade to TwitchLib, 3.01 or something like that. And I ran into a little bit of weirdness. When I get new followers, I get user ID, and I wanted, before I do something completely insane, oh man, is that busted. That is, I need to shut off the bot, because that's spam in the chat. Well, that was fun. See, I wanted to turn the bot on, but then it did that. That was awesome. That was good. That was good. Yeah, so chat just derped right there. That was hilarious. But no, lucky number 7. So here's my question. We get back this value, and I guess what I'm wondering is, like, we grab the user ID, and then once we get that, the problem is that I need to immediately, hang on. I need to say, like, for each new follower event args dot follower names. You don't see anyone else's chatter. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the chat. Like number 7, I don't know. Wait, what? 10,000 followers? No, we shouldn't have over 10,000 followers. What are you talking about? Anyway, yeah, I returned a list of T followers. Here's the question. So, I could call this and say, like, users get user and that's a list of IDs. Ah, okay, so I can pass in a list of IDs. Okay. So that would work out nicely. So I could say that thanks, guys. And then that would get me these objects, right? And then there's the users. Okay, cool. Okay, so got it. So lucky. My only way to do it then, I do actually have to call the service again in order to get the usernames. All right, that's what I wanted to confirm before that actually worked. And yes, Wheatlol, that's inherently the annoyance there on that end. Is I wish it just accepted list instead of iList, or iList instead of list. But essentially, what that means is we need to change that at that point. So let's go to where this was called. Ah, we did 2 right there. Okay, got it. So I want to do that with the event args instead of that. So we're gonna do event args dot new followers. Select from user ID, and then to list. That gets us a get users response. And then this is what we're going to call instead. So now we're going to say that dot to new follower event args. So now I'm going to go to this and change it to accept one of these instead of one of those. Alright, what do we publish? Okay, we're talking about read-only lists. We're working on a Twitch lib to make it more up to standard and testable. When I came in a year ago, it was a little bit of a mess. It's still a mess, but getting better. Yeah, so lucky number 7. I do intend to try and get you guys some pull requests and help out with TwitchLib, because I know it is a big project. So I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, I'm going to use this. Good luck, thanks guys. I do actually want to help with that, because I know there's a lot of work that goes into making that thing actually function. So I'm going to grab display name out of that. Actually, no. I'm going to grab that value. And then instead of follower names, Vendarg's follower names. Chat user. I'm gonna make that a chat user. There we go. So new chat user. We're gonna have the whole object. So display name equals, and this is not gonna be follower name, obviously. That's gonna be user. We're gonna say user.displayname. And user ID equals user.id. Yep, ID. There we go. Cool. Alright, great. Draco, you said something that the thing blocked. Anyway. So creating modification with the game in C# in the docs that says you need to create a class library, and there are 2 versions, .NET Standard, .NET Framework. What is the difference? Oh, that's an easy question. I can answer that. Standard is standard, framework is heresy. Okay, maybe not. You should be able to switch your representations without breaking consumers. I would use standard until you find out it doesn't work. Wheatlaw's correct. I would use standard until it doesn't work. Because you can always switch from standard to full framework very easily. So the idea is, if you write your class library to work against .NET Standard, then you can potentially use that in .NET Framework or in .NET Core. If you were to make your class library one or the other, then you cannot use it in the other circumstance. I recommend usually that people do things in .NET Core or .NET Standard, respectively, until they find out that they can't. So alright, so that all builds now, right? And this won't do the insanity that we did before. So that's no longer called, so I still left that called follower names, didn't I? Yeah, okay. So this is new followers. Chat user. New follower, and that's going to be .display name, and this will be .display name. There we go. Okay, so we'll add currency to them, do that, and that should work, I think. Will Bennett and Wheatlaw have agreed. The world has come to an end, everyone. Okay, so this is our TwitchLib upgrade branch. Initial upgrade untested. That's what we're going to call that. There's the untested upgrade. Peak 9117. No, I don't think the world's ending just yet. Not just yet. Okay, so I'm about to find out if this is totally borked still. Only one way to find out. Crimson Green, take care. Have a good one. But actually, now that I think about it, it's probably safer if I switch back over to the master branch for now. and let everything reset back to the way that we know it doesn't do crazy stuff for. Okay, there we go. So, first thing, I want to make sure that if you haven't joined yet, that you take a look at our Discord. If you are new here, welcome. Please join us for our streams 4 days a week. We stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and you can find out our schedule by using the schedule command. So, for example, if I wanted to know the schedule in Ohio, I would do schedule Ohio, and that will let me know. Oh, I know the word. In the Hangman game that's going on. So there's a Hangman game going on in chat. There we go. Boom! Got in there first. That's right. You gotta be quick. Gotta be quick. So anyway, as I was saying, if you haven't yet, take a look at our Discord. I just linked to it in chat. In addition, if you want to see any of the code that we do here on stream, you can actually find all of that out on GitHub. If you follow that link, it'll take you out to this page right here. And the main project we work on here on the stream is our chatbot, and you'll find that at DevChatter or github.com/devchatter/devchatterbot. We're trying to get a few other streamers to work on this as well, so we have a few people contributing to the project. I think it'll be a pretty good open source project if you are interested. We have a number of issues, a little bit of documentation about how to get it set up and how to contribute that you can find down below. And if you want to see any of our old videos, the best place to do that is check out the video section here on Twitch. It actually has a lot of our most recent videos. However, if you want to see anything that is older than what we have available in Twitch, you can actually find that over on YouTube at youtube.com/c/devchatter. And I link that in the chat as well, and there are links to that down below the stream. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find me at Brendonius on Twitter, and if you want to follow DevChatter, just the channel, and miss any of the other stuff I post, you can find that at DevChatter_ on Twitter. Yeah, we had to get the underscore on the end. And lastly, I want to thank everybody that subscribes to this channel and all of our patrons and our patrons on Patreon for supporting the channel and helping make this easy for me to do on a regular basis. Let's see. Other stuff that I want to click is this button. So as I said, tomorrow we are going to have a guest on the stream, so make sure you are here tomorrow. It'll be about 22 hours, 22 hours from now, a little bit less than that. A little bit less than that. We are going to have John Knapp on the stream. We are going to be doing some JavaScript stuff. We're going to talk about JavaScript frameworks and choose one to use in our project, because we're going to need some JavaScript frameworks specifically for our overlay, because we're going to do a little bit more fancy stuff with that, and I would like to actually structure it nicely. So we're going to choose a framework, so that'll be fun. We'll talk about it. And I'm probably going to have him help me set that up, but we'll see whether I can twist his arm into it. Anyway, I want to Angular. Not that Will Bennett has a preference. Okay, so I want to make sure that I thank Katrina and SNB and Lucky Number 7, Stoolpenner, and Crimson Green was here too. Thank you for moderating the channel. We had a whole bunch of people that followed today. If you see your name on that list, consider this me saying thank you for helping out. And Lucky Number 7, we are using Vue in one of our other projects, so that is one selling point that Vue has available to us. So anyway, I wanted to say thank you everyone for stopping by, hanging out, chatting if you did, or if you were just sitting there viewing, that's cool too. And with that, I will bid you adieu. And I am going to set us up with a host. Sadly, I don't see Lucky Number 7 live right now, so we will be hosting someone, so feel free to stick around, and there will be more programming content to watch. So don't go anywhere, hang out, got other fun people to watch. It's your night off, Lucky Number 7. Well, thank you for stopping by the way, and helping us out with that question. Have a good one, everyone. Happy coding, and I will see you all tomorrow. So take care, enjoy the rest of your day.